Imagine a world where your exact death date isn't a mystery, but a known fact. From the moment you draw your first breath, a precise expiration date is stamped onto your very being. This isn't just a thought experiment, it's a profound what if that unravels the fabric of human existence. No more uncertainty, no more wondering how much time you have left. This scenario forces us to confront the deepest implications of such knowledge. We'll explore the societal shifts, ethical dilemmas, and the very nature of human life in a world without the ultimate unknown. Prepare to delve into the pros, cons, and unexpected consequences of knowing your death date. This journey will challenge your perceptions of time, purpose, and what it truly means to live. Let's be clear, we're not predicting the future, but rather exploring the vast landscape of possibilities. This thought exercise is about understanding ourselves better through extreme hypotheticals. Picture this. Every newborn receives a lifespan certificate. Perhaps it's an embedded bio-implant, a digital record, or even a physical document. This certificate unequivocally states the day, hour, and minute of their demise. The initial reaction to this universal truth would be a complex tapestry of emotions. Shock and fear would undoubtedly ripple through humanity, yet a strange sense of liberation might also emerge. Knowing your end date could become an unparalleled motivator. Procrastination might vanish as people are driven to pursue their dreams with fierce urgency. This intense focus could spark unprecedented innovation and personal achievement. Paradoxically, certainty might lessen the fear of death itself. With the unknown removed, open discussions about mortality could become commonplace, fostering healthier planning and acceptance. This clarity could transform our approach to life's ultimate transition. Relationships might deepen profoundly. People would prioritize quality time, expressing love and gratitude without reservation. Every moment shared would carry immense weight, fostering authentic and meaningful connections. Healthcare could become incredibly personalized and efficient. Treatments could be tailored precisely to a patient's remaining lifespan, optimizing resource allocation. This precision would revolutionize medical planning and care delivery. Strategic planning, both individual and governmental, would achieve unprecedented accuracy. Retirement, infrastructure projects, and long-term investments could be mapped out with perfect foresight. This would eliminate much of the guesswork that currently defines our future. The widespread knowledge of one's death date could trigger an existential crisis of epic proportions. Depression, anxiety, and a pervasive sense of meaninglessness might become rampant. The pressure to live meaningfully could become an unbearable burden. Society could fracture into stark divisions: long livers versus short livers. This stratification would inevitably lead to profound inequality, discrimination, and resentment. Value could be assigned based solely on remaining time. Economic systems would face catastrophic instability. Insurance models would collapse, retirement systems would become obsolete, and the job market would fluctuate wildly. The very foundations of our financial world would crumble. A chilling erosion of morality might ensue. Some individuals, especially those with short lifespans, might disregard long-term consequences. This could lead to increased crime, selfishness, and a breakdown of social order. Spontaneity could become a relic of the past. Every decision would be meticulously weighed against the ticking clock, leading to an overly cautious existence. Life might transform into a rigid cycle of planning devoid of joyful impulse. This knowledge presents a terrifying potential for manipulation and control. Governments or corporations could exploit death dates for population management or social engineering. Individual freedom could be sacrificed for perceived order. Relationships would face unprecedented pressure. Romantic choices might be dictated by lifespan compatibility, and family dynamics would be irrevocably altered. The acceleration of grief for those with short lifespans would be devastating. Careers would undergo a radical redefinition. The concept of retirement might vanish, replaced by a choice between pursuing passion until the end or working relentlessly. The traditional career path would become obsolete. Healthcare would grapple with immense ethical dilemmas. Resource allocation would become a brutal calculus, potentially leading to discrimination against those with shorter lifespans. The sanctity of life would be challenged by cold efficiency. Crime and justice would demand new ethical frameworks. Sentencing might be influenced by remaining time, and the very concept of the death penalty would be profoundly altered. Justice would be viewed through a new, chilling lens. Religion and spirituality would face their ultimate test. Some might find solace in faith, while others would reject it entirely, questioning divine purpose. The concept of an afterlife would be scrutinized with unprecedented intensity. Consider Sarah, born with a short lifespan. She might embrace every moment, living with vibrant intensity, or she could succumb to paralyzing fear and anxiety. Her choices would define her brief existence. Then there's John, blessed with a long lifespan and immense wealth. He might become obsessed with life extension, using his resources to push boundaries, potentially leading to corruption and ethical compromises. His longevity could become a curse. Imagine a government that uses this knowledge for total control. A dystopian society could emerge where individual freedom is sacrificed for social order. The state would dictate lives based on predetermined ends. The constant awareness of mortality would profoundly impact mental health. It could foster deep appreciation for life, or it could plunge individuals into chronic anxiety and despair. There would be no escaping this ultimate truth. Mortality salience, the awareness of one's death, would be ever present. This could lead to heightened purpose and a drive to achieve, or it could result in chronic anxiety and depression. The human psyche would be stretched to its limits. Relationships would be under immense pressure, burdened by the fear of wasted time and potential resentment. Every interaction would carry the weight of a finite future. Love would be tested by the clock. Creativity and innovation could either flourish or be stifled. The urgency of time might inspire groundbreaking work, or the fear of failure could lead to risk aversion. The artistic spirit would navigate a new reality. The concept of free will would be fundamentally challenged. If death is predetermined, how much control do we truly have over our lives? This knowledge would force a re-evaluation of agency. The meaning and purpose of life would demand redefinition. Could this lead to widespread nihilism, or would humanity find new, profound reasons to exist? Our deepest philosophical questions would be laid bare. Ethical implications would abound, particularly concerning resource allocation, equality and fairness. Who deserves what, and for how long? These questions would tear at the fabric of society. Justice itself would be re-evaluated. Would different punishments be meted out based on remaining time? The very foundation of our legal systems would be shaken to its core. The implementation of such a system would present monumental challenges. Would it be global or regional, mandatory or opt-out? The logistics alone would be staggering. The technology for accurate prediction would be incredibly complex, and the potential for errors would be terrifying. A single miscalculation could shatter countless lives. Trust in the system would be paramount. The economic consequences would be far-reaching, impacting insurance, retirement, and the job market. Every financial institution would need to be completely reimagined. The global economy would be unrecognizable. The social implications would be profound. Family structures would be redefined, and relationships would be altered in ways we can barely comprehend. Society would undergo a complete metamorphosis. Art, music, and literature would be transformed, reflecting either the brevity of life or celebrating its preciousness. New forms of expression would emerge from this unique human condition. Fashion might adapt, becoming either purely functional or extravagantly expressive of one's remaining time. Clothing could become a statement of mortality. The entertainment industry would shift dramatically. Themes of mortality might dominate, or escapism could become even more vital. Our stories would reflect our new reality. Humanity has always grappled with mortality, from ancient rituals to philosophical inquiries. This new reality would amplify these age-old struggles. Lessons from historical events like the Black Death, which forced a confrontation with widespread death, might offer grim insights. Humanity has faced mass mortality before, but never with such certainty. Modern medicine's extension of lifespans has already introduced new ethical dilemmas. Knowing the exact end date would escalate these challenges exponentially. Totalitarian regimes could weaponize death dates for population control, eliminating dissenters or managing resources. The ultimate power would be in their hands. Corporate exploitation for profit would be rampant, manipulating anxieties about time. Industries catering to living fully or extending life would thrive, often unethically. Discrimination and inequality against those with shorter lifespans would become institutionalized. Their lives might be deemed less valuable, leading to systemic injustice. The complex technology for prediction would rely on genetics, lifestyle, and environmental factors. This intricate web of data would determine our fate. The role of AI would be critical, but also fraught with ethical concerns. Bias and discrimination could be embedded in the very algorithms that predict our end. Life extension technologies would become the ultimate luxury, creating an even wider chasm of access inequality. Immortality would be for the privileged few. The motivation to create a lasting legacy would intensify. People would strive to make a difference, knowing their time is finite. Every action would carry greater weight. The definition of legacy itself would shift. It wouldn't just be about living long, but about making the absolute most of the time one has. Quality over quantity would reign supreme. The importance of choices in shaping one's legacy would be paramount. Every decision would contribute to the story of a life lived under the shadow of a known end. The initial shock would be immense, followed by a constant fluctuation of emotions. Joy, sadness, fear, and hope would intertwine in a daily struggle. Life would be an emotional maelstrom. The crucial need for coping mechanisms and emotional support would be undeniable. Mental health resources would become humanity's most vital infrastructure. The economic, social, and political landscapes would be profoundly transformed. Every aspect of human civilization would be re-engineered around this singular truth. This thought experiment paints a picture of a world both terrifying and awe-inspiring. It's a reality of incredible potential and terrifying pitfalls, forcing us to confront fundamental questions about human existence. What is our purpose when time is finite and known? How do we define meaning in the face of certainty? This scenario challenges our deepest assumptions about life, death, and the preciousness of time. It asks us to consider what truly matters when every second is accounted for. What are your thoughts on knowing your death date? Would you want to know? Let us know in the comments below. If this exploration sparked your curiosity, please like this video and subscribe for more thought-provoking what-if scenarios. What other impossible questions should we tackle next?